Welcome to Her Inspiration. Her Inspiration exists as a channel within which we could talk to people, talk to ladies, and get to know some of the leadership principles and lessons that they have learned that we can plug into and learn about. And today we are privileged to have with us Gaki. Gaki, by the way, also writes on her leadership. And so today we want to do a one-on-one with her, and she'll be telling us some leadership lessons she's learned, especially that she has drawn from a club or an investment club that she's been running for a number of years. Gaki, you're very welcome.
Thank you, Trudy.
Tell us first about who is Gaki?
Well, my name is Gaki Dominica. What I am passionate about is leadership development, specifically developing leadership in the youth, and also economically empowering women in Africa. I envision an Africa with great leaders, visionary leaders, and growing on the backbone of women who are economically transforming the continent. So that's my life purpose, in brief. Who I am personally, I am a writer, like you said. I love blogging. I blog on leadership principles and on personal financial management. I'm also an introvert, believe it or not. Many who know me don't think so, and I guess it's because I have bouts of speaking too much. But I'm also a traveler. I love traveling. My favorite sports being beaches. I love the sunny beaches and the breeze and all that. And yeah, basically that's me.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's pick up the theme on economic empowerment,
Right.
Which and it's interesting how you've linked that up with leadership.
Right.
And maybe you can answer this by addressing this by also talking about Zaza. First of all, what is the meaning of Zaza, and how does Zaza bring these two things together?
So Zaza Divas Limited is a company that we founded in 2009. I'm the visionary and was a founding director at the time. And my vision was to empower women economically. For me, when we came together, the name Zaza, which is a Hebrew word, means prosperity. So if you loosely translate Zaza Divas, it means ladies of prosperity. So that's the foundation and the backbone of it. Our vision really is to be a renowned investor in the 21st century. We have a mission to grow our portfolio in investments, but also to empower the individual members to create enlightened wealth. So they are able to grow their own wealth and also at the same time to give back to society.
So did you start out as a limited company, or how did that happen? And how did you choose the members? I mean, I'm not a member, Gaki, hey? Okay.
So in 2007, I came up with the idea, and I thought to myself, because in Kenya, for instance, there's a lot of the Chama concept. But I didn't want a merry-go-round, and I wanted something that is long-term and sustainable. So I thought about it. I had the idea, I shared it with somebody, but it took me 2 years to actually come together and sell the vision to somebody. And within the 2 years, I had spoken to a few people, and then in 2008, in December, I think it was on 20th or 21st, we decided to meet at one of the current members, and for me to just share the vision and what it is we are looking to build. So we met up, and I remember we were possibly about 30 or so. In my mind, I was only looking for 10. So I had a small vision in my mind, but when now I started selling it, I could see there were more people interested. And in that meeting, we decided we do not want to just have like a social club. We want it to be a company. So from the onset, we founded it as a limited liability company. So and it's Zaza Divas International Limited. It has a subsidiary which came in, I think, 5 years after that. But at the onset, we already decided, one, we wanted to be a limited liability company. Secondly, it was about membership. So how many, would we want to have in the membership? So we did come up with an MOU, a memorandum of understanding, defining how the membership will look like, who will be members. It's purely owned by women, and we are 25 of us currently. So we capped the number at 25, and the shareholders signed a memorandum of understanding on what is it that we are willing or we are aiming to play by, what are the rules. So we formalized everything at the onset very, very clearly. On how the women came together, I think it had also to do with the season we were in life. Most of us had worked possibly for about 3 or 4 years, as after graduation. Some were in business, and I think we were all looking for a place where we could now invest and grow our earnings for posterity. So we did have a sort of a common interest to grow our income, to invest it and to invest it together. So we were leveraging on the power of numbers. At that instance, I would say 85% of the members, we were all from the same high school. We graduated the same year, but we also brought in a few other friends and to make the 25. But that was one of the common factors that more than 80% of us actually graduated from the same high school, Loreto High School in Muru, in the same year. Yes.
Okay, interesting. Because you've begun talking about how you are the visionary, and then you are able to put together people that sort of had certain things in common.
Right.
Are you still the leader of the group?
No,
okay.
I am not.
So you're not?
Yes.
Okay. So maybe just to help us see how you've come from where you began up to now, maybe just tell us, what are some of the key leadership lessons that you've learned along the way up to where Zaza is now? Because really, it's really interesting how you take a common factor, like in Kenya, where we have chamas or investment clubs, where ladies, but now of course we know it's not just ladies who do this, it goes across, come together with a common theme of wanting to empower themselves economically, put money together and do something with it. But for you had the chama concept, but instead you went immediately and set up a limited liability company. That's very interesting. So maybe just take us through, what are some of the key leadership lessons you've learned?
I think that the first lesson I'll talk about is having a clear vision. I was the founding director and the chairperson for 2 years, the first 2 years. And one of the things I clearly remember was like my number one mandate was to sell and sell and sell that vision over and over and over again to the members. There needs to be clarity on what is it that you're trying to achieve. Because at times you'd get caught up in the monthly meetings where you're trying to get things rolling, that you forget what the bigger picture is. And so clarity of vision, and not just keeping it to yourself as the visionary, but selling it and getting buy-in and having the rest of the members also own that vision. I think that was critical, because subsequently, and we'll talk about passing on the mantle, subsequently you'd feel, even as the next person takes up, they have taken ownership of that vision. So vision was critical at the onset, and being able to think big, to dream big, and to be able to sell that vision with facts. and being able to draw the picture to everybody to be able to understand it. It didn't make it easier that some of the members, about 7 of them now, are in the diaspora. So keeping them engaged, keeping them in the loop in terms of either through email or giving them minutes of meetings, just to make sure that we are all on the same page as we went along.